Hello everyone, good evening. I know today is a public holiday. Hi everyone, it's me again, Joshua. Welcome to our weekly automation day. Now today, since it's a holiday, I also like to be casual a bit. So to share with you some of my pain points of running my own marketing. And I also have experience in outsourcing the marketing to certain digital marketers in the market. And I realized that well, sometimes after running for a while, right, it's not so efficient in running the ads anymore. So why does that happen? So let me share with you the topic today. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, hold on. You should be able to see my screen right now. Okay, great. Okay, so let's quickly start today. Now, today we're going to share about this topic. How do I identify marketing qualified leads so that you don't get cheated by your digital marketers ever again? Interesting topic, isn't it? Some of my friends told me that, wow, this is an interesting topic that he would like to find out further about. Okay, so let me share with you, okay, why does this topic come about? Like I shared with you, I used to run courses in the market where I run public course. I teach people how to invest in properties. And I realized when I run marketing during that time, I didn't do a lot of content marketing. So I fully rely on digital marketers to help me to blast with Facebook advertisement. Sound familiar, right? Normally, what digital marketers ask you to do, they ask you for a budget. Normally, they ask for a bigger budget so that they pay more money, for example, to Facebook, so that Facebook has more potential of showing your ads. But sometimes I realize what the marketing works is that you have to spend a lot of money. And especially when you are not doing any content marketing at all, you have no way of measuring. If you don't have a system, you can't measure whether the leads are qualified or not. And therefore, when we study into marketing, when I study into marketing, I realized there is something called a marketing qualified lead. So let me share with you, how do I define a marketing qualified lead, or how do you as a marketer define your marketing qualified lead? Now let's look at the definition. A marketing qualified lead is a lead who has indicated interest in what a brand has to offer based on marketing efforts, or is otherwise more likely to become a customer than other leads. So there are two things that I would like you to remember here. The first keyword here is interest. That means the lead has interest of what you are going to offer. Okay, remember the word is interest. Doesn't mean that the person will buy, not necessary. It's just that the intention of finding out more info, or at least the interest of finding out more info. So that's number one keyword. The second keyword is your offer. Your offer means whatever that you offer to your customer on your products and services. And remember, at this stage, we are only talking about interest. And today's topic is how do we engage the lead to find out whether they really have interest in buying our products or not. Because nowadays, social media is very noisy, right? Everyone is trying to show people something that they are going to offer. We are bombarded with ads every single day while we are browsing in our social media. So people want more education related topic. And therefore, when we run ads, business, we do run ads to find more leads, right? It's good for us to measure so that we know whether the leads that we found through our campaign, through our marketing, do they really have interest or not? Okay, now the key here today is to find out whether they are interest or not, so that we can make adjustment or even improve our entire marketing. Okay, so that's the main topic today. Now let me share with you a story. This is how people run marketing ads in social media. Whether you run it in Facebook, whether you run it in YouTube, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. Just imagine The bucket is the money that you spend in running marketing ads. That means every time you run marketing ads, it's like you're taking a bucket of water, okay? That symbolizes the ads that you're running, okay? So what people do when people want more sales, okay? So very common, business owner will ask for more leads, right? I want more sales. Therefore, I need more leads, people who are interested in my product and services so that I can have an opportunity to show them my offer, to show them my product and services. Okay, so we keep on running ads. We keep taking a bucket of water and a bucket of water day by day, month by month. Okay, now they never for a lot of time, 90% of the time, business owners out there, they forgot about this important point. They are leakage everywhere. That means that the lead that they found is of no quality. So they keep spending ads, spending ads, get, let's say 100 leads, 1,000 leads. 70%, 80%, or even 90% of them has not qualified. It's not qualified. They have no interest in your products and services at all. Now, we must have a system to measure, right, this data so that we can look at in data and we can talk to our marketers. Now, the intention is for us to improve together, okay? Because there is a famous saying, right? If you can't measure, you can't improve. As simple as that. So rather than keep running ads, okay, like how people do, when people want to run marketing ads, so they pay more and more money, pour more money, they triple the money, 8 times the money, but they forget every single lead, 100 leads that they found, they keep leak out more and more. 70% has no interest, 80% has no interest, 90% more interest, and a lot of those money are dumped into running marketing ads. Okay, you pay for social media, your hard-earned money in your business. So that's how people do. Okay, keep running without measure. So today, let me share with you 5 simple steps. How many? 5. 5 steps to identify whether your leads are marketing qualified or not. Now, marketing qualified leads, or in short, MQL, it is a marketing terminology. This, in short, MQL, we use to identify whether the leads are qualified or not. And we can use tools to help us to do that. Now, I will start with some simple steps. If you are not using any automation tool right now, you can also do it by yourself. And I will show you the last few steps that using a tool allow you to measure whether your leads are qualified or not. More convenience, less trouble. Okay, so I will show you both ways. One way is without any software. The other way, we use automation tool to help us to identify that. Now, step number 1. Start with your target market profile. Okay, no matter what you call it, you can call it customer persona. You can call it different target group, different clientele, different ideal customer. Okay, there are many terminology. So let's make it simple. We call it target market profile. Now, when I say target market profile, I don't mean anyone, okay, or every business in the world. Okay, so a lot of time when I talk to 90% of the business owners out there, when I ask them this question, who are your target market profile? Do you know that 90% of the time, what is their answer? Oh, I target all business owners. Okay, anyone also can, any size, any turnover. My friend, that is not target market group. Unless you told me you are Bill Gates, you have unlimited marketing budget, then you may afford to keep paying money and burning money. Let social media fine-tune the market for you. Yeah, you have to pay a lot of money to find the target market, but to a lot of SME, this is not a luxury that we have. Now, again, today is not a target market profile education, but I'll just give you an introduction. What is target market profile? Number 1, you need to come out with your marketing team, preferably together with your sales team, brainstorm together. Who are your target market profile? Now, if you can identify your target market profile, think like it like an individual, okay? Give it a name, male or female, how many age, and when you start with your target market profile, this is how you identify it. Now, very easy for you to find out whether your leads belongs to the target market profile. Very simple. Like for example, if I let people fill out a form because I'm using a tool, right? So in the form itself, or even Facebook also has internal form, right? You use the form, do a survey, ask people to select which market do they belong to. Do they belong to trainer group? Do they belong to professional services? Or do they belong to lawyer? Let them select. So when they select, that is how you identify, right? So you use system to help you to identify and help you to filter whether those are your target market profile. Simple, right? As simple as it says. I found that most of the business owners out there, they do not do this step. They normally rely on third-party digital marketers. Most of them, they don't run their own marketing. Okay, so very important. Find out that, use software to help you. It will be easier for you to tag that. Now, step number 2, what are the demographics? Remember, I talked about the lead, right? You need to think like it like an individual. For example, give the person a name. Let's say John. Okay, then give John a demographic that belongs to John. For example, John is 35 years old, male, working in a bank, okay, has 2 children, okay, be as specific as that, and is a family man, okay. Weekend will look for casual activities to spend together with family, okay. So this kind of target, let's say my product is to target family, okay, whatever products that targeting family, then your demographic should be something as specific as this. Now, marketing need to be very specific. Nowadays, we want to talk as if, right, we are talking in front of the individual, in front of that camera. That's what we are looking at when we are designing our marketing campaigns. That's what we want to do. So identify the demographics. Again, this one you can do it without software, okay? Brainstorm together with your team, with your marketing team, with your sales team, find out the demographics, and then use certain system to help you to do a survey or do a form when you collect the lead information, right? Ask additional question so that you can identify their age group. Okay, so that's one way. You straight away ask them the lead itself, they can select which demographic are they belong to, or you can even talk to your customers to find out that. Okay, so that's demographics. So we can use tool to help, or you can talk to your customers directly. Okay, step number 3. So after we do that, we find out what are the pain points or challenges should a person have to. Let me repeat the question. So you talk to your marketing and sales team, you ask them this question. You ask them, what pain points or challenges should a person have to qualify as marketing qualified lead? So that's the question we should discuss with our team. We find out with their pain point. Okay, then how do we find out whether the lead has this point or not? Very simple. You just run content, okay? Run content, education. You can either send it by email or you can post it in your social media. See how many people engage with this topic. Okay, then you know these people engage with this topic, right? You will know whether they have this pain point or not. Like for me, I'm using automation tool. So what do I do is that I use tool to identify my prospect or my leads has this pain point or not. How? I use email, I send to them. So with email, right, I can test 3 main things like what I mentioned in the previous training. I can track their open rate. I can track their click rate. Any link inside the email, we can track as well. We can even track whether they view a certain landing page or certain website of us or not. So we can track click rate, view rate, and open rate. And when we can track all these things, right, it means that when my client look at this content, it means that this content, right, interests him. In the marketing world, right, when something interests our audience, means you are able to touch their emotional part, or at least they have the curiosity to find out what do you do. So that is how we measure. Using certain tool, email is one of the tools to measure whether our leads are really qualified based on the content that describes certain pain points that we are targeting. Okay, so all these things you can discuss internally first, find out their demographic, find out who are them, give them a name, give them a personality, and then also give them, find out their pain points. And then you use content to engage with them. See how many of them respond back to you. That is how we can tag it as a MQL. So when I say tag it, TAG, it means that I can automatically use the system, right? Automatically help me to identify by putting a sticker in front of him. Chalk. It's like a chalk. Certified. This is a marketing qualified lead. For example, let's say I have 3 pain points. And if my condition that a lead should have these 3 pain points before I can qualify him as a marketing lead. For example, let's say I'm targeting weight loss customer. This guy must be has a belly that want to reduce. That's one. Second thing, this person hate exercise. Okay, so you must write something about exercise, that you don't need to exercise, you also can reduce weight. Okay, so maybe another one is that still can continuously to eat a lot of food to reduce weight. So let's say this is the pain point. That means that they don't have to stop eating the food they like to eat. So that could be a pain point as well, right? So when you add all these points together, you use different kind of content, send it up to get to them, and then you use a system to tag it. Then it become very, very accurate, isn't it? We can even to measure, we can even do something about it. If we find out our leads are not qualified, what should we do? We talk to our digital marketers, question them, hey, we are targeting this, but your ads are only looking for this kind of leads, are not exactly what I'm looking for. So use software to help you to tag it, so that it help you to segmentize, help you to group together certain behavior. That's why a behavior automation tool is so powerful, help us to do a lot of manual works all together. So last, I have another 2 more steps. We want to find out what type of marketing content should be engaged in order to define someone as MQL. Again, this is something that you can discuss with your internal team. What type of marketing content? Okay, now it may not, just now I said pain points can be a kind of marketing content, but it could be other content, right? For example, let's say after discuss with my sales team or marketing team, we decide that whoever to fill up this, let's say a business checklist, okay, 10 things that you need to do to make your business a 6-figure business, in a 6-figure size, that means turnover kind of business. So let's say this business checklist is something that you want your prospect to download and engage and fill up before you identify as MQL. So you can teach the automation system, tell them that when I send out this checklist or this tool to my prospect, when they respond with this, then only I tag them as marketing qualified lead. Okay, that is how you measure. You use tool to help you to do. Now, if you're not using any tool, then very simple. You just post into social media, see how many people respond to this kind of content, how many people engage with you, okay, whether you touch their pain point or not. So that's social media now. If you're not using tool, that is the free way of doing so. If you're using tool, kudos to you. You can use tool to help you to identify all this easily and effortlessly. Now last, okay, before I go for the last step, this is also what we call as behavioral automation. Because when they engage, when they open, when they view, or when they click the content, we can track all this behavior, we can track all this action, so that as a marketer, right, I can automate what are the next marketing activities for those have all this, for those that engage with us. Okay, for example, let's say someone interested in our 3 pain point, let's say the 3 content just now about weight loss, right? How we can automate it, right? On the 4th step, we send them a discount code. Encourage them to purchase because they are interested, right? They are marketing qualified lead. You can automate it, allow them to come into your world by giving them an incentive to buy right now. Or you can even set an auto appointment. You can use a calendar appointment and fix with your salesperson. There is also another automation way that you can automatically assign a calendar appointment with your sales team. Okay, so there are so many things we can do on behavioral. So behavioral automation always based on 2 things. We understand their behavior first, then we determine what are the next marketing action that we would like to do on this prospect. So that's step number 4. Now, step number 5. Now, this one, you can only do it with 2. You can't do it in social media, any free way. You can't do that because there's no scoring. But a good behavioral automation tool like we use, we do have contact score. This scoring will identify whether our leads belongs to the cold prospect, warm prospect, or hot prospect. So scoring will determine how engaged are your marketing leads. Now, just think of it, right? I will just give an example that everyone will understand. Now, any one of you take a loan, let's say a housing loan from the bank. Okay, I believe most of you do, right? So let's say you apply for a loan with the bank. Do you know that at the back end, the bank does have a scoring system for you as a loan customer? The scoring will tell the bank whether you are qualified for the loan or not. Okay, does it sound surprising for you? But I'm just explaining to you that a bank also has scoring system for you, whether it's just like a marks. Okay, let's say you pass 70 marks, then you are qualified as a loan customers. So similar to this, a contact score will score our customers based on their behavior, based on their actions that they did. Okay, remember, open rate, view rate, clicking rate. All these actions, all this behavior will give them contact score, and the contact score is going to segregate them into 3 different categories. For example, 1 to 40 marks, it belongs to the cold prospect. 40 to 70 marks are the warm prospect. 70 to 100 become the most hot, most engaged customers. Now, let me ask you a question as a marketer. Do you, as a marketer, talk to your 3 different market differently, your cold, warm, and hot, or do you talk about it exactly the same? Okay, is it same or is it differently? Okay, the answer is differently because they are in different stages. For example, property investment. If I would like to talk to someone who never understands about property investment, who are totally cold, I start talk to them with a lot of different jargon. I talk about DSR, debt service ratio, talk about banking system and all those things. You will actually discourage your customer away. But if you're talking to a seasoned investor, someone who are looking for more advanced technique or advanced skill from you or advanced advice from you, you must give them more advanced service, right? Or more advanced education or consulting, right? So therefore, your marketing, when you talk to 3 different category of prospects, you need to use different language. Okay, to the cold prospect, you must use simple layman term language. For the insider, for the very experienced investors, you must talk with them with property language. So we all talk differently based on scoring, and that is how we use scoring. We use system to help us to measure and help us to identify whether our leads are marketing qualified. Okay, so that's all today for marketing qualified leads. Now let me stop sharing now. So thanks for listening today. So remember, these 5 steps is to help you to identify marketing qualified leads. Now, if you have any questions at all, okay, if you would like to have certain questions that would like to find out more, you can ask me here in Facebook Live, or you can drop me an email, or at least you see the link on screen, right? Fill up this form, book a one-to-one appointment with me. Then I can share with you how you can identify your marketing qualified leads to help you to improve your marketing and sales. With that, I'm Joshua Lee from Mac Consulting. Have a good night and happy working tomorrow. Tomorrow is back to working day. And I will see you next week for another exciting automation topic. Ciao and see you. Bye.